What was the incident at your school? We had a teacher who was infamous for not letting you go to the bathroom no matter what. I mean, so much so that if you accidentally started your period in class, she'd make you wait. Ms. Richards taught sophomore English and had been at our school for over 20 years. She was the kind of teacher who believed teenagers used bathroom breaks to skip class or vape in the restrooms. So there was a girl who we'll call Katie in class who tended to be a bit of a troublemaker. She wasn't a bad kid or anything, just had a reputation for speaking her mind when things weren't fair. Katie was smart too. Honor roll student who just didn't back down when she thought someone was wrong. Katie hated that teacher because she'd begged to go to the bathroom and got shut down every time. Even other teachers knew about Ms. Richards' bathroom policy, but nobody ever challenged her because she was tenured and had connections with the school board. I remember Katie had been denied bathroom breaks 3 times the previous week. One time she was literally doing the cross-legged "I need to pee" dance at her desk, and Ms. Richards just ignored her raised hand. Another girl in our class had started her period unexpectedly and wasn't allowed to go, ending up with a humiliating stain on her khaki pants. We all knew the policy was ridiculous, but nobody had the guts to actually do anything about it. At the end of the year, during final exam review, Katie asked one more time to go to the bathroom. Her hand shot up during Ms. Richards' lecture about Shakespeare. "Yes, Catherine?" Ms. Richards said with that condescending tone she always used. "May I please use the restroom?" Katie asked politely. I was sitting 2 seats behind her and could see she was genuinely uncomfortable. "You know my policy. You should have gone between classes," Ms. Richards said without even looking up from her copy of Hamlet. "Now pay attention. This will be on the exam." Katie asked another time 5 minutes later. "Ms. Richards, I really need to go. It's an emergency," she pleaded. The teacher looked up from her book, clearly annoyed. "Catherine, I said no. One more interruption and you'll be staying after class." Katie sat there, shifting uncomfortably in her seat. You could tell she was getting desperate. The clock seemed to move in slow motion as Ms. Richards droned on about Shakespearean tragedy. 5 minutes after that, Katie's hand shot up again. This time her face was dead serious. "Ms. Richards, I'm asking one last time. I need to use the bathroom right now and you're not going to like what happens if you don't let me go." The entire class went silent. Nobody had ever spoken to Ms. Richards like that before. The teacher hit the roof. Her face turned bright red as she slammed her book closed. "That's it, Catherine Miller. That is completely inappropriate. If you say one more word, you will be sent straight to the principal's office." Katie didn't argue. She just shrugged and calmly said, "This is on you then." And to everyone's shock, she relaxed in her chair and released herself on her seat right where she was. The sound of liquid hitting the floor echoed through the dead silent classroom. Ms. Richards stood frozen, her mouth hanging open in disbelief. "I told you it was an emergency," Katie said, standing up from the puddle beneath her chair. The teacher, finally finding her voice, shrieked, "Principal's office now!" Katie walked out with her head held high, leaving wet footprints all the way to the door. The rest of us sat in stunned silence. The teacher sent her to the principal, who called her parents. What Ms. Richards didn't know was that Katie's father was a urologist at the local hospital. When he arrived at school, he wasn't embarrassed or apologetic like the principal expected. Instead, her father absolutely lost it. He yelled at the principal about how dangerous it is to force people to hold their urine for extended periods. He threatened to report the school for medical negligence and creating health hazards for minors. The teacher ended up in deep trouble.